much for joining me again today for another Project Live Catch Up Friday video. So for this week, I've got week 21 for you from 2015. So I am super excited to make my way through this 2015. So let's get started. Now, the first thing I'm doing here is I'm just using some alphabet stickers, so number stickers actually, from the Felicity Jane Maggie kit. So I'm going to be using this kit as well as the Ali Edwards story kits and story stamps, as well as the Hip Kit Club's scrapbook kit from 2016, and also the Calico documenter kit from the same month as well, called Lost River. And so I'm just using the number stickers from the thickers actually from the Felicity Jane, and this label sticker here is actually from the Calico kit. And then I'm just adding the dates using my roller date stamp. Now, to be honest, I've used the VersaFine black ink to stamp directly onto that label. Now, I can see the aftermath of that stamping, and it looks fine now, but the problem I think is the label is actually quite of low quality from the look of it. So I would recommend, instead of stamping, use a VersaFine black ink. I would recommend stamping it on it using Stays On, mainly because the one I have just done would kind of bleed. The black ink would bleed, and then it's really hard to see what the dates are. So I would recommend just using the Stays On rather than VersaFine that I did use. So the next thing is I'm adding this chipboard sticker, which is from the Drive Story Kit, from Ali Edwards Drive Story Kit. I'm actually going to be writing some journaling directly onto the photo there. I can see some white space, so I've added the chipboard sticker on the top to, I guess, create a prompt, and then just adding some journaling onto that photo there. Now, I talked about, what did I talk about? I talked about how we were enjoying breakfast at light breakfast, so in quotation mark light, at this cafe, and we had some toast and some coffees there. And the next thing I'm going to do here is I think I'm going to create some journaling card. Now, I am going to cut up this piece of pattern paper, which is from the Hip Kit Club's September 2016 scrapbook kit. I'm also trimming up a piece of 3x4 journaling card, rounded journaling card, which is from the Project Live, Becky Higgins Project Live branded product. And then I am going to add that white cardstock in the middle of the pattern paper there. I am also going to stamp onto that white cardstock there using a stamp which is from the Stuff Story stamp set. And the stamp itself says today's good stuff. And I'm using the VersaFine black ink to stamp directly onto the white cardstock there. And I have to say, I think the VersaFine black ink is one of the best ink, one of the best, I guess, brands that I've used in terms of, black ink. And to be honest, in terms of, if you want a kind of coloured ink as well, I still think it's, in terms of the crispness, I think it's probably the best one I've used so far. Now, the next thing I'm doing here is I'm just adding some journaling. Now, note though is that I'm going to be moving this this journaling card to the right side of the spread instead, after I realised that it's actually it comes at the end of the week rather than at the start of the week. Now, the next thing I'm going to do here is I am going to add I want to embellish it. So I'm just going through a bunch of things that I've got in my stash. I decided to go with, I was looking through the chipboard pieces from the Hip Kit Club's September 2016 kit. And I'm just going through which one I want to use. I decided to go with this one. It says #smile, and it's from the American Crafts Maggie Holmes Gather line as well. And now I'm just putting all the photos in the pockets, and then I'm planning to also create another journaling card for that spot in the middle right there. And I decided to go with this pattern paper from the Hip Kit Club as well, from September. And the paper itself is once again from the Maggie Holmes Gala collection. And now I'm just trimming a 3x4 journaling card around a 3x4 journaling card from Becky Higgins Project Live. And now I'm just kind of seeing where I want the pattern to go. And because the pattern itself is very kind of big flowers, I just want to make sure that the good part is kind of showing in the top. So rather than just a stem, just making sure that the image, you can actually see what the pattern is supposed to be. And now I am also going to be stamping onto this card here. I just want to create a prompt for some, for my journaling. Decided to pick out this stamp set, which is from the Felicity Jane Maggie kit as well. And so with the Felicity Jane kit, you get a pack of 4x6 stamp set, as well as the there's pen paper and embellishments, etc. So that's what that stamp set is what I'm using here. So I'm stamping 2 stamps. So one says hello, and the other one says something special. So the hello would go on top, and then I'm just going to outline the stamp image there. And the next thing I'm going to do here is I'm going to add some short journaling, talking about the photo just underneath it. So talk about how we went for a kind of a quick afternoon meal / snack at this shop before we went on a plane back from Sydney. And that is it for that side. And I believe now is the time where I'm just kind of moving those 2 cards, the card and the photo, to the left side, and then moving another photo which came early in the week. And now I am going to once again create my own journaling card using a kind of pen paper, which is from the back of from the Hip Kit Club as well, and it's actually the back of the flowery one which I've used just then. And then I'm just going to add, the white cardstock on the top. And what am I doing next? I think I'm going to stamp onto that card. I'm just looking through which stamp set I want to use. I decided to go with this one, which is from the Drive Story stamp set. And it says Stories from the Road. So we were in Sydney that week, so essentially I thought it was kind of fitting. And now I'm just kind of stamping. I was actually going to use that orange ink from Ali Edwards. I decided to go against that just mainly because I felt like the orange was a bit more orange than the rest of the spread, and I just want to keep it quite simple. So I decided to go with this green ink here, which is from Ali Edwards as well, but it's called Olympia. So it's kind of dull green color. It's not super bright or anything like that, but I still think it's a nice color. It's easy to go with a lot of things. And I talked about the photo just on the right of it, which is a photo of our time at a new cafe. It's called, I think, the Choc Pot. And we had some waffle as well as a red velvet hot chocolate, which I've never had before. So that was a new thing. Now, the next thing I'm going to do here is I'm going to add some short journaling onto this photo here. And I decided to add a prompt, just a bit of, to embellish it a little bit. So I used this chipboard piece, which is from the Hip Kit Club as well, from the Gala collection. And then I just, add some short journaling. And the next thing I'm going to do here is I'm just thinking what I want to do with this photo. I decided to just keeping it really simple by just adding some journaling around the plate there. And I got this idea from Kelly Perky, who's has been a leading expert and creating this trend of writing around the plate, and I thought it was really cool. And sometimes you just want to add some short journaling. You don't want to, you know, write a whole card on it about it, but yeah, you kind of still want to talk about it in, you know, something a little bit shorter. And the next thing we're doing here is I'm using the stamp set that I've used previously from the Felicity Jane Maggie kit, and I'm stamping the word love 3 times using the Stays On black ink there. And I'm just cleaning up my block here, my stamp block here, my stamping block there. Now the next thing I'm going to do is I am going to create another 3x4 journaling card using the, what am I using? So I'm thinking I want to use that piece of chipboard, which is that square one from this pack. And so that one on the next to the word today. And so I'm just kind of going through a bunch of stuff. Like I want a pen paper which is not going to distract from it. So I decided to use this pen paper, which is from the Felicity Jane Maggie collection, and I've already cut it up into a small strip, so I'm just going to add that on the bottom of the white cardstock there. Now I've been loving kind of straight corners rather than rounded corners lately, and I don't know why, to be honest, but I'm kind of sick of rounded corners. I know that, you know, many people still like them, and I think it's great, but I think for me, I just prefer them to be kind of straight corners, and I feel like it has less gap kind of between you know, the different photos, etc. And especially when all my photos are, you know, at straight corners. So, and I'm kind of can't be bothered kind of rounding all the corners of the photo. So I decided just making sure that all the journaling cards are also straight corners as well. So, and I'm just kind of fitting that into that pocket there. And I decided to add some hearts here, which is these 3 hearts from the Calico. I think it's from their shop. I don't think they came in a kit or anything like that. But I've got a pack which is kind of a greenish colour pack, which is from It's a 4 from the Tough Story kit as well. So here's some close up, you guys. Thanks so much for joining me again today, and I hope you enjoyed this video. And if you did, please give it a thumbs up so I know that you enjoyed it. And if you want YouTube to let you know when my next video comes out, please subscribe. And if you have any questions, please let me know. I would be happy to answer them. And I hope you have a wonderful day, guys. Bye!